Paris-Roubaix, 257 kilometers, 29 cobbled sectors. The hell of the north. The algorithm has run the numbers. Here is what happens on Sunday. This is not a normal bike race. Forget climbs, forget tactics, forget form guides. Paris-Roubaix is decided by power, bike handling, and survival. One puncture, one crash, one moment of weakness on the cobbles, and your race is over. This year, the conditions will be dry, around 20 degrees, a light easterly wind. That matters. Dry cobbles mean fewer chaos variables, less luck, more power. That filters the contenders down fast. 3 riders will decide this race. First pick, Mathieu van der Poel. Confidence? High. Van der Poel won Paris-Roubaix in 2023, 2024, and 2025. 3 consecutive victories. This is not just his best race, this is his race. Where Pogacar dominates on climbs, Roubaix is decided on pavé. Raw power, bike handling, and experience. That is Van der Poel's territory. Crucially, he came out of Flanders fresher than his rivals. Pogacar's own team admitted they saw a worn-out world champion cross the finish line in Oudenaarde. Van der Poel finished 34 seconds back, pushed hard but not broken. 7 days later on these cobbles, that difference matters. Second pick, Tadej Pogacar. Confidence, medium. The motivation could not be higher. Win on Sunday and Pogacar becomes only the 4th rider in history to win all 5 monuments, joining Merckx, Van Looy, and De Vlaeminck. That is the kind of history that gets into a rider's legs. His greatest weapon is fatigue resistance. He can suffer longer and harder than almost anyone alive. And Visma's own performance staff said they have seen him look far worse after Tour de France stages than he did after Flanders. But there is a problem. On his Roubaix debut last year, he was on course to win until a crash ended his chances. The cobbles do not care about your legs. They care about your luck. Expect Pogacar at the front. Expect him to fight. But on this terrain, against this opponent, the edge goes to Van der Poel. Third pick, Wout van Aert. Confidence, medium-low. Flanders was not his day. He finished over 2 minutes down on Pogacar, a gap that raises questions. But Paris-Roubaix is a completely different race. No punchy climbs, no repeated accelerations, just relentless power across brutal terrain. And that suits Van Aert's diesel engine far better. He also has Christophe Laporte alongside him. A strong teammate on cobbles gives Van Aert options. If the front group fractures, he will be there. This is not a normal bike race. Forget climbs, forget tactics, forget form guides. Paris-Roubaix is decided by power, bike handling, and survival. One puncture, one crash, one moment of weakness on the cobbles, and your race is over. This year, the conditions will be dry, around 20 degrees, a light easterly wind. That matters. Dry cobbles mean fewer chaos variables, less luck, more power. That filters the contenders down fast. 3 riders will decide this race. The wildcard, Mads Pedersen. The Dane won this race in 2022. He has been quietly consistent all spring. If the big 3 burn each other out across the final sectors, and it has happened before, Pedersen has the cobbled pedigree and the calm head to walk into the gap. Do not count him out. The algorithm's verdict. Mathieu van der Poel wins Paris-Roubaix 2026. Pogacar pushes him to the limit. Van Aert takes the final podium spot. But if Pogacar comes into Sunday fully recovered, and he crosses Carrefour de l'Arbre without incident, all bets are off. The flag drops Sunday. The result is already calculated. Subscribe to the algorithm. New predictions every race week. No opinion, just data.